Welcome to the top 8 games of the Liverpool Grand Open for Battlespeed Saga Wave 3. I'm your host for today, Ayumu Seiki, and then with me is Theodore Liu from Tea Time
Yay.
Gaming. Say hello.
Hello
Yay.
guys. Yay.
Just so everyone knows, we're not looking at each other because we're recording this remotely. There will be some clashes in terms of commentary, I would say. But yeah, so this is just a casual commentary, just so you have something to listen to while watching the games. Like by now, you probably also know the results of the tournament anyway, so it's not like anything serious. But anyway, so for the top 8 games, well, for the top cut games, we recorded like one pair each. So like top 8 games, we recorded one pair. Top 4, we recorded one pair. And for the finals, we attempted to record one pair, but then my phone died after for the first game. So unfortunately, probably for the final game, we'll only release the first game, and like that's it. You're here for the top 8 games, so like let's get into this straight away. So for this round is we pick Andres Samura versus Daniel Siesenberg. Sorry if I butcher your names.
Yes, Siedenberg.
And
Yeah.
Siesenberg. Is it like? It sounds like a German name?
Yeah, that is why. It's on his name
Oh.
sounds like a Vanguard card, but yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Oh god. But yeah, so should we look at the dead list first then, Theo?
Sure. So we'll start from Andre, who is using the white aggro, which is white aggro is probably a pretty generous term to kind of call this white aggro, but yeah. I think this is like the kind of the new white aggro, if you will, that I think you guys in UK are currently developing, right? More of like a white mid-range kind of thing, which focuses more on the lower end of the game.
Yeah, to be fair, I think even calling it white mid-range might be stretching a little bit. But like certainly it has the skeleton, which I've been seeing from testing with the boys in the UK, because I've also tried the deck out myself, so I can see like kind of what the things they're trying. Probably the most interesting parts are like all those non-white cards that they throw in. Like you would expect an aggro deck, like an aggressive deck, let's not call it an aggro deck, an aggressive deck to be like more like monocolor, so that you got all the reductions and like cores to be used more fluently. But then like you have cards like Worker Ant-Man, Dragonaga Assassin, and even Arcana Joker in there. Star Blast draw isn't really that surprising because you can always just set it as a burst, and that's like a free draw too. Throne Prison, I suppose since like they're already using Worker Ant-Man, so like it's not that hard to use Throne Prison in this case either. And like later on you will also see that like this card actually helped Andre a lot.
Nice. You can kind of see the point because like while you want to stay aggressive, while these cards can kind of be heavy, like Worker Ant-Man forces you to attack, Dragonaga Assassin allows you to attack because it has curse and they draw one, and then Joker also allows you to finish the game when your opponent drops their life to 1.
Yeah, I just found it like quite top heavy actually, with like 4 Joker and then also 3 Derm Diner in the main deck. I suppose it makes sense because you might face an opponent which doesn't use any Nessuses, and like probably if they also know what you're playing, then like they'll probably also avoid placing down any Nessus as well. So like at that point, Derm Diner might become useless. But like even then, like I think 3 copies might be too much. Like 2 copies might have been better. But I mean, hey, we're not really trying to judge that list or anything. I mean, all of these decks, they went into top 8, so like it's good enough. Kudos to them. Looking at the side a little bit as well, we got Grey Gamer, which is obviously for the red and white matchups. Probably proved to be quite useful for him. Like, but I don't really know. Especially since he already got Pegasion in the main deck. But hey, the more armor the better, especially since red destroys so much.
Exactly.
Like, it's very hard to like recover from it, especially now that they also have Ritual Fire. God Slaying is an interesting one, and I can see why he put that. Like as an aggressive deck, like there are so little times where like you can actually overcome the bigger spirits. So like God Slaying would be quite a nice surprise to just remove them. For kind of break, like normal, one
Yeah,
copy, 6k or less, like good
exactly.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
Flush Stream is probably for like the aggro mirrors as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
Elk is like your typical alternative finisher for the deck.
Yeah, which I find also pretty interesting because the deck kind of wants to attack fast, but I guess that kind of made sense. I guess with suppression, you can just attack aggressively and then like you use Elk kind of to deliver the last mile of the damage.
It's actually been like the tactic of white aggro for quite a while. Like a lot of the times, they're all about aggroing really early, but then like when you goes into mid game or even late game, the opponent already started to set up, so like it's very hard for you to like even try to get past them. So like Elk and Derm Diner like proved to be the best top end for this deck because like I mean while Derm Diner like is like basically an unremovable attacker, Elk just like as you said, let you just stand there and just take the life while using suppression or ice shield. So yeah, both of them was some really good finishers. So we move on to Daniel's deck then.
Sure. Yeah. So we continue to Daniel's deck, which is what they call the red midrange. I think this is a pretty new kind of paradigm if you will on building the red deck, which doesn't really focus on a certain family, but more into using like what red has best. So the big lower end like Dino Man and Bearded Eagle, and then using the good kits like Burning Force, Ritual Fire, Star Blast Draw, and Andromeda to kind of like whittle down your opponent's resource and basically just kill them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually I don't know if you should call it surprising or not that like people actually start using Dreadnought King right now. I mean, obviously, well, like one of the reasons is because Volcanic Break is limited to one, but like, obviously also before there was Axe Spider running around, like which like literally render all the red destruction effects useless. So it's nice to see like one of the more undermine cards being used as even like the top end of like a whole new deck type, you can say. Like especially since like this deck, you don't see Nova, you don't see Giganorex. Like the top end is Dreadnought King. Pretty refreshing to see. And then like what I also particularly like is actually that one copy of Double Heart right there. It's very cheeky. I believe Alex Blandon had probably been used the same list in the tournament as well. And then like I heard that he did like butcher quite a lot of people with that one copy of Double Heart.
Yeah. And not to mention that they one copy of Double Heart was not enough for them. They have another one in the site as well. Cheeky. Another cheeky side tech as well.
Yeah, I do wonder, like, in what situation would you want to side in a second Double Heart? I mean, obviously, like, it's for like the highest frequency of seeing it, but then, like, in what matchup would you think that, oh, I actually really need that double symbol right there? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, it's their deck. They know how to use it.
Yeah, this is just an assumption, but I think it can be useful against more aggressive matchup or against control decks. So basically, before they can establish their control, or after they bang on their aggressive attacks and you survive, then basically you bring more double hearts less because you want to use it twice, but so that you can get one to your hand early and then finish your opponent outright.
That is very fair. Another card that I really like is actually Dino Fosa, just like continue to be in a lot of the red decks. Like before, like I also heard like quite some people saying that like sometimes Dino Fosa just like break their hand because it cannot block. So like when you're in a disadvantageous situation, like Dino Fosa is literally useless there because like you can't attack, and then you also can't block with it. And then what's even more amazing, then you have another 4 copies of Charmeleon Whip, which also can't block.
Exactly.
And its level 2 effect also has to be exhausted to be effective as well. I watched the game myself, and like Charmeleon Whip actually does wonder. Like
Yeah.
I'm glad I actually talked about it in my top 10 videos previously. Like I thought that I might have overestimated the card, but then like now that I actually see people using it, like I'm glad like I didn't just like ignore it, because like sometimes it can really be annoying, especially in the early games.
Exactly. Especially since Daniel brings a total of 4 copies if you include the one in the side deck of Ritual Fire, which can increase the PP of one of your spirit, which I think it can be in some matchup. I think it will be really useful to kind of bring Camellia with PP to be a little bit higher and block more attacks. So in some cases, it can actually shut down your opponent. While you don't get Absolute Ice Shield 2, you basically can spend 0 cores to kind of like shut down the rest of your opponent's turn with Camellia Whip and Ritual Fire.
Yeah, yeah, that is very fair, especially since like Ritual Fire and then also destroy 2 other spirits. Like, geez, you're now just allowing 6k or less spirits to reduce your life, and then you also destroy 2 more. That is very destructive. Really love the extra copy of Andromeda in there as well. Like, obviously, it's like I mean, in the current environment, it's like definitely it's for against like Fable Beasts. Like, you just want to see a lot of your Nessus destructions a lot more early, and then just
Definitely.
like bomb their paradise, things like that. So we get into the games then.
Sure, I think we have talked long enough, so let's get into the games.
Yay. Right, yep. So like on the left we got Daniel, and then on the right we got Andre. So I actually can't remember who go first. Okay, Daniel's going first.
Yeah.
So first of all, we got Dino Man, which is quite bad for Andre because like Dino Man being 6,000, like for white mid range is very hard to bypass. Even with things like Bullet Ray, which can only reach like 5k maximum.
Exactly.
And then so Andre.
Yeah, right away he just remove it, taking that 1 damage straight off the bat, getting the advantage of life as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's quite a good play right there. And then of course, then you just send back the Dino Man, and then he doesn't really have that many calls to do anything yet, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he just ends his turn there, and it's Andre's turn with his winner playmat.
Yes, that is a
drawn
really
by yours truly.
yeah, that is a really fascinating playmat. Well, and then he brings out his one of his 2 copies of Dragonaga Assassin, which unfortunately he has not enough cards to draw 1 unless he sacrifices his Valkyrie Miss. But then again,
like I think that's good enough. Yeah.
At this point, he has Curse, so yeah.
Yeah, and like that's really like serves a good purpose for the white range deck as well. Like if you can't get past it with BP, pressure them with Curse.
Exactly.
And then it won't allow him to like destroy the Dino Man.
Yeah.
And then he used Burning Force to destroy both of them, and I can't see what the second is actually.
I think it's another Dino Man. Yeah, it's another Dino Man. So he got 2 Dino Man now to pressure Andre back.
Yeah.
So now that he has 2, he can lift 1 as a blocker and attack with 1 of them.
Yeah, that's fair. I believe like the first might be Ritual Fire, to be fair.
Yeah, now that you know your opponent, will be attacking you a lot with smaller spirits, I think it's a really good choice there for Ritual Fire. And then of course Andre brings out his Pegasion on the highest level, so now it's also
it's 7,000. Yeah, to bypass the Dino Man as well. And then like now he can also block Exhausted, so like Daniel cannot get too wide, even though like Andre has nothing to block. You are right, that is the second Dino Man.
Yes. And actually now that his build doesn't really have the Scorch Battlefield, so I think he also unfortunately has less options to increase the PP of his spirits. Oh, and he brought out his Silofosa.
Yeah, I mean it's reasonable because now that you use Apollo Dinos, like you cannot have Scorched Battlefield to ruin like kind of BB destruction, which is why like people actually play 4 copies of Canyon now, because like you know like besides like increasing the frequency of seeing it, like the BP plus is also optional, which can do really well with Apollo Dinos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I believe Daniel will attack with Dinoforce first. Yeah, because he can't block anyway.
And now
get up to life.
Also swinging. So Andre is down to 2 life. Well, Daniel. Okay, of course they ended there because like anyway, the Dino Man will only be sacrificed to the mouse of Pegasion otherwise. So yeah, now
that is correct.
Yeah. So now it's back
so
to
this is a
Andre's
really fast game. Yeah, both of them are the 2 lives already. This is what's turn turn 4 for Andrew right now, probably. I think. Yeah.
We will fix that in post. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, Andrew is taking his time to think right now.
They were both really chill, like in that game. It's like they're playing with each other, and then like you think it's a casual game, like the way they were like talking with each other, and then
Oh wait, you are lagging a little bit.
Andrew's just like smiling all the time. Great lad.
Oh wait, you are lagging just now. Okay. Yeah, can you try to say
Oh
one
no.
sentence? Okay. I think it's fine now.
Testing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things should be fine now. Okay.
Hello.
Let's continue. Yeah,
Is it
hello.
okay now?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
Yes.
like the mystery of BSS, right? When the game first started, we always think this game is going to be hyper competitive, and now you go to Grand Open, you go to the top table, and everyone is like super chill. Okay, so now
Yeah. Exactly.
exactly, and then now one of the Dinomen is down.
Yeah. So it's just a type of jet weapon. Yeah.
And both Dinomens are down.
Attacking with Pegasus as well. I'm actually curious why he's not putting the Soul Core onto Pegasus.
Probably he maybe he has a suppression, so he kind of just wanted to bait Daniel into thinking, maybe I can spread my board a little bit wider.
No, but I mean, like, even if you have suppression, like, especially since you can see that Pegasus also still had one spare core on it. Like, he could have put the Soul Core on there. Like, this whole game, like, I was watching it in person, and like, sometimes I just don't know if Andre is just like that kind of carefree people, or like, he's like, he actually has some plans with the core placements.
You never know. You will never know. So he brought out
that's
the Andromeda. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
So is it going to get through the sweat control?
Yeah, so like because Andromeda max BP is 10,000.
Yeah.
So like even if Android use suppression here, like it won't get higher than 10,000.
Yeah.
Oh, this actually has attacking down full surface. Yeah. So I think he's trying to bait the suppression here. So it's like basically he's telling Android, do you want to? Yep.
And it's out. Yeah, do you like Yeah, I think it's basically baiting the suppression here. And then now
exactly.
Yep. And then now he can just use Andromeda to clean up the spirit that has suppression effect. Oh, and he dream bombed the whole thing. Very well. He dream bombed the Andromeda. So
Nice play.
Exactly. Now the Pirate Eagle can't pass through Jet Wyvern, so he passed the thing. Alright. So while we're waiting for Andrew to finish collecting his scores, let's see what will he bring to the table.
For sure, like Andrew is top decking a lot in this game. We were like watching from behind, and it was like, oh my god, he actually drew that. Like a lot of that situation happened on that day.
Yeah, I think he just.
We were saying that like Andrew, like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh god, really? I didn't see that. Yeah, no.
It's just a glance, but like if that's then it's probably safe for another thing.
So only leaving 5 costs on that rifle. Very curious.
Very curious case of Andrews. Indeed. Still thinking. Okay, so he brought out the worker and man.
Time to get the ant working.
Exactly. Because I think now that now that Daniel doesn't really have only have one blocker, I think the focus here will be to kind of force Beretical to block at one point and then let the other two goes through. I think we have established that there is a possibility that the spears might be ritual fire, which then will probably be able to burn both Jet Wyvern and Worker Ant-Man. And it's an ice shield.
No, it's ice shield.
Yeah. the usual reliable ice shield.
Yeah, you don't really want to block there because like if at the end you're gonna be using the ice shield, you might as well use it to save a spirit on the field.
Yeah. Especially now that his
Like
now that his
Yeah.
ace on the whole would be Andromeda, would be nice to save as much reduction as it can. And I think he brought out the set Andromeda.
he brought out the same Andromeda. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
so
gonna
let's
confront them.
Yep. There's an option to block with Pegasus Scion and okay, Dream Bomb. We forgot about the Dream
It is
Bomb.
not Dream Bomb.
Yes.
Oh god.
Yeah, we have forgotten about the Dream Bomb. Okay, so then
Yeah, Andrew's doing really well here.
Exactly. So now there's pretty good chance, and now there's no ice shot that is visible at least protecting Daniel. This will be
Yeah,
good
no,
chance.
I think it's like Daniel's in the top spot right now because like especially since he didn't have any draw effects just now as well, it literally means he doesn't have an ice shield in hand.
Yeah, I wonder if he still has something like volcanic break to kind of fan off one attack. I think like if he he attacks with Jet Wyvern.
Yeah, because Ego is a 5k, so I can't attack with Ant-Man here.
Okay. So now he's attacking with Ant-Man. Then if this got locked, would be fine. Okay. Oh, and he Dream Bombs the Pegasus Scion. So removing removing the Ant-Man while also removing one possible blocker.
Yeah, it was very interesting that like he actually attacked with Ant-Man first, but like it actually makes sense on hindsight because like if he's winning if Daniel doesn't have a response, then he's winning either way. If Daniel has a response, then Andre will be able to keep a 7k blocker, which is a huge deal for Daniel there, obviously.
Exactly. Okay.
Oh, I think that's Apollo Dinos. Yeah.
So the Apollo
So
Dyn's
destroy
finally-
7k, and then
Apollo Dyn's
use an
finally-
ice shield.
Yeah, finally makes its appearance.
Yeah. Apollo Dinos is a really good card, I would need to say.
The fact that it is not targeting anything, it's like like it goes through armor so easily.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah, so
move-
like
okay.
also if I remember correctly, Andre actually top decked that ice shield
My
last turn.
goodness.
or like last 2 turns ago, like you know the turn when he set it, but like he actually top decked it.
And
You got a Joker.
he got the Joker. So now, unless Daniel has a volcanic break in his hand, it will be big pickle on his side. Thing
We shall see. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
very well. And then he brought out the Pegasus Scion that was retained the last thing. Oh, and he only gave it to one point. Does he still
Yeah,
want to bring out something else? Oh no.
Yeah, just that a lot of times people put the calls in the reserve so they know exactly how much they can use.
Ah, yeah, true. Okay, volcanic
He
break.
does have the volcanic break.
Exactly. That's why Daniel was being very calm about the situation. And
The wrong person.
and of course the Thorn
Also
Prison.
draw that turn.
The Thorn Prison that was being a very big thing in Utrecht, in the Protor in Utrecht. Now making its return to bring Daniel bring under his first victory.
Yeah, it's actually an understatement to say that From Prison changed the whole meta.
Exactly.
Like the card literally does so much for the game. It's insane.
Damn.
Damn, indeed. So now they're like siding for the second game.
Yeah. The other side,
Ah,
the other side actually siding a lot of cards. It's going to be interesting to see how this side tech cards will change the game in game 2.
what do you think each side is siding in?
Oh, interesting question. Let's take a little peek back into our notes.
I think Andrew is definitely siding in the Grey Gamma. Maybe Flustream as well. Like especially since Daniel has like cost 2 and cost 3 spirit as well. So like that can be a kind of big turnover if you use it correctly.
Indeed. And on the other side,
I think for Daniel,
yeah, he can just bring more defensive options, like maybe adding like the last ritual fire, adding the dream bomb, and suppression. Suppression might actually work.
Yeah, I think suppression will work here. I think actually that you might want to Andromeda because like it's not doing a lot in this game, and for kind of Canyon as well because you want to avoid the Derm Diner.
Ah, yeah, and yeah, I mean like the range of the cards in Andre's deck, mostly you will not need to manipulate upload Dinosaur's PP to kind of destroy something. So I think they are both good choices for this matchup.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, actually, like at the start of this game, yeah, of course, it was Daniel who went first because Andrea was actually the 8th place.
Yeah, so Daniel actually has the advantage to get that as well, to decide to go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Daniel went first, and summoned another Dino Man.
Repeating
the first game.
Very safe but very effective. My goodness, I thought my eyes was wrong when I was checking the footage earlier. But like, my god, so they actually have like the exact first turns for the both of them. I think this will probably where the game started to diverge. But like, yeah, the first, it's interesting to see like both first turns are the same. And then now we see the Camelo Whip finally making its appearance. So now,
which actually proves to be very useful in this game. Exactly. At least like for a while. But like he decided to level down and probably play Dino Man back. Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
We set down a burst. Attack with Chameleon Whip because it can't block anyway.
Just still fair. And then now he still have Dino Man to block for him with 6k BP. I think probably
unless Andrew plays another Fulgrim Mist.
Which
sorry, what are you going to say?
Which if it does, or actually now that we also have Valkyrie Brynhilder, then this option is much wider now. Okay.
Yeah, we
so another Dragonaga Assassin. But now he got the draw, and then now Dragonaga Assassin is at level 3, so Ritual Fire can kill it, but okay, Ritual Fire is out. Okay, so he actually sacrificed the Camelo Whip.
Yeah, which actually I think it was quite surprising because like I think definitely Daniel didn't have to open the burst there, especially since I also had to sacrifice the Chameo Whip. But then like if you think about it, you also don't want Andre to draw anymore. And then he actually still plays the Canyon like in the second game. Like we were plenty surprised because like we were all speculating that like yeah, he probably would remove all the Canyon because of how this matchup is so fast that like there's barely any chance for you to set up. But then like he still decided to play it.
Unafraid
of the Derm Diner.
Exactly. But now that his life is still at 3, so I think he wants to suppress
And he's
the
also in the tough
trackers.
spot
Oh,
as
and
well.
now the Hilder
Uh,
is out. So Hilder's only downside, if there's any, is basically like her low reduction. But if you summon her first, then that will not be a problem. Oh, oh,
yeah.
ah,
But since now Chamil is on the field, yeah, there's no point for him to attack.
yeah.
And then Daniel's like desperately looking for an ice shield, or at least some kinds of defense.
Exactly. So now Dan could easily summon back the Dino Man, which he does, which he did. Like God, English is hard. And he brought out another bearded eagle. My goodness. Okay, so now attacking with Camelo Whip naturally. So Camelo Whip is at 5k.
Yep.
Okay, so now anything 4k and below will not be able to reach Daniel's life. And now, and anything higher, he can just block with Dino Man. Or, oh no, not Dino Man.
Yeah.
Dino Man is now.
Or be the eagle. I mean, for 5k right now, so.
Oh yeah, still
Yeah.
big enough. Oh, and
Yep.
yeah, Andrew has.
So
needs
now I
to
open his ice
ice
shield.
Oh,
Yeah.
almost
Like
ending.
Andrew's in a very safe spot right now because like just now also I had a glimpse at his hand. He had another ice shield in hand as well.
Oh, so definitely has another thing at least. So now,
Yeah.
if the Valkyrie mist is out, it's a really great chance to strike. With Daniel also having only 3 cards in his hand. And then ice shield
You
ready.
need to bust the Charmeleon Whip first though.
Oh yeah, true.
Like that is the single card which kept Daniel living for so long.
My goodness. But imagine if Ender has 2 Valkyrie mists though. If he
That would be
has,
insane.
that will be totally insane. Like the only thing that can stop Ender at that point would be a burning force. But even then, Ender I think still has a plenty amount of cards in his hand because unlike the usual white aggro, he does not drop a lot. I think
Yeah.
even if Daniel has burning force at this point, he will have to use it. And oh, he dropped another
It does the
Hilder.
second one.
Yes. Then now
And
the
then gonna
Camelo
bounce
is
some real
out
whip
of
to
the
hand.
picture.
And now it's gonna attack with Hilda, the 7k. Oh, no.
He's attacking with the smaller Hilder.
Oh, okay.
And then now the Thorn Prison that has killed Daniel in the last match, safe. He's saving him.
Yep.
Yep. And then the smaller Hilder dies.
Yeah, so Daniel's also using From Prison here, so that like he can like keep pushing on. Like if we all know like that burst is most likely Ice Shield, so like there's even more of the importance for Daniel to continue just like attacking, because he's also running out of time himself.
Yeah. Now that he has only 3 cards in his hand, I suppose. And now Dino Man not on its highest level, except if anything got bounced, probably Camelo Whip.
Yeah, most likely. So now he has to be careful because like Andrea has such a big hand. You never know what they have. Like probably like the thing that Daniel worried the most is actually From Prison.
True. Plus,
So he actually decided to attack with Be the Eagle first, which is very interesting. Like, I actually don't understand why he didn't attack with Camilo with first. Maybe because he was afraid of suppression.
or maybe he was like expecting the Thorn Prison in a way. So in that case, like, even if Camelo Whip is exhausted, he will still get some value out of it.
Yeah, that is very fair actually. Yeah.
And Eagle has
Oh,
higher BP, so I
yeah.
think like yeah, that in that case, if even if Andre chooses to use suppression, then it has a higher chance of surviving. Oh, and now Pegasión is out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
A menace to red decks with red and purple armor, only a free cost.
Exactly. Now,
Very annoying card.
yeah. Like at this point, Andre's kind of like powering it through with PP.
Yeah, for sure. Which is like very ironic if I do say so. Like you're having a red versus a white matchup, and the BP matters so much in terms of white offense more than red does.
And now the plot stream is out.
He got one copy of Flustream.
Got one copy of Lost Stream and exactly 2 and 3. He removed both Dino Man Camellia Whip out of the game. So now.
Now this is a very interesting situation because like he actually left the Soul Core on Hilda because like normally you wanna keep it on Pegasión like for block while exhausted and also to use suppression. So now Andrea is completely vulnerable right now.
I wonder how.
Like he only has enough cores just for one more Dream Bomb, and like yeah, just to tell anyone, Daniel did make a misplay here. He didn't pay the one cost for Peter Ego. We did tell him otherwise, but like it didn't affect the game match, so like we just let it continue.
Yeah. Okay, so now, well, actually, if he has a Thorn Prison here, he might be able to get through this thing.
Which is actually what Daniel was thinking about after this round. Because like as you would see, like he would make a very big mistake.
And at that moment, Daniel realized he fucked up. Maybe not yet.
No. He wouldn't. He actually no. He wouldn't realize. He wouldn't realize it until the end. He's thinking really hard.
This basically the do or die. Like if Andrew has anything.
Yeah, so he actually passed the turn, but like, I can tell you, Andrea literally had no defense in hand.
My God, so his bluff is successful.
Yeah, so like you like that's what I'm saying. Like you never know what Andrew was actually thinking. Like you don't know if he deliberately left the soul core on Hilda, like to make Daniel think of something else.
My goodness. Yeah, I think it's also like kind of insinuating like you expect that you will probably expect that Pegasión will be gone, and now the soul core will still be there. Then that kind of means Andre has some other kind of defenses that doesn't rely on soul cores. Oh, and he set down a
and also called Drew that ice shield. God damn it, Andre.
My goodness. So now Daniel is also on a time limit. He only has 1 life left, and DM Diana can definitely whittle down his life.
Yeah, and especially since there's nothing to remove them down here as well.
Exactly.
So unless Daniel has a Dream Bomb, he literally wouldn't be able to survive the next turn.
Oh, and Apple Dinos is out, but if DM Dynasty is destroyed here, it will be refresh.
Yeah.
Which means it can block. Will not be fun
yeah,
for
and
Daniel.
and it's too hard for Apollo Dinos to reach 10,000 BP anyway. So don't know what they were talking about, but
Okay, so Andromeda is swinging,
which is an interesting one. Yeah, it's actually, of course.
Exactly. The trusty Ice Shell that he top deck. My goodness. Well, he is believing in the heart of the cards, as cliche as it is.
Exactly.
And he was answered. But the bluff on the last turn still kind of wins my heart. My goodness.
Yeah. Like that one was like, oh my god, he actually made the bluff.
Yeah. This is that is why it's always interesting, like fighting on a higher level, right? Like you always expect your opponent to play the best, so it's like, oh, sometimes you kind of miss the opportunity because you thought like, okay, so my opponent will not will not make a mistake at this point, so I probably should not bang on my opponent making a mistake. But sometimes we sit on the other side of the table and we make the mistake, and then like, I hope my opponent does not realize this.
Yeah, literally.
Well,
You got another hero dread out
yep,
for
neither healed that out.
bouncing the Apollo Dino.
Oh yeah, Apollo Dinos will be like the most expensive to get back.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's actually probably why he also attacked with Andromeda first, because like if Andrew has to bounce, then like, he wouldn't bounce it. Yeah, that's
And
game.
the game is that congratulations to Andre for winning. Oh, I got that.
And like actually, let me tell you guys, the last card in Andrew's hand was a Throne Fusion, which he top through that turn.
Oh, I got this. So basically, like,
so it's even if Daniel survived that turn, he wouldn't be able to win. That was just the case of the game. It's so funny.
my goodness. But that was a really exciting match. Like white against red will probably expect a match where you shoot a bullet through a brick wall, which will be as exciting as that is. But yeah, this one, the bluff I think is still, but the bluff then I think is still the best part of the match. But yeah,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was actually very exciting to see a white deck going to top 8 as well. Because like, especially since after Sefri came in and then you got Gambu and all those things, like it's very hard for white to actually stand its place in the current meta. So it's good to see such a big variety like in like the top 8. So yeah, congrats to Andrew for getting the top 4. And then also thank you for watching the video. The top 4 video should be out soon by the time this one is up. So yeah, please stay tuned.
Yep, we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.